British diving team?
I was on the British team for almost 10 years. It was a silly thing. I got into it really late. To be, you know, efficient in any kind of international sport, you have to start when you're like 4 or 5 years old.
You're looking pretty efficient there.
People think Jason Statham plays tough guys. That's the first mistake. Jason Statham never played tough. He just showed up as himself. And the camera followed. Before the fists, before the explosions, before Hollywood decided he was indestructible, Jason Statham was just a kid from Brook, Derbyshire, a town nobody dreams about escaping from, because most people don't even know it exists. His father sold cheap jewelry and knockoff goods on street markets. His mother was a dancer. No safety net, no glamour, just work. Every day, Jason learned early that nothing was guaranteed. If you wanted money, you earned it. If you wanted respect, you didn't ask for it. You stood your ground. That mindset never left him. Long before movies, long before fame, Jason found discipline in the water. Diving. Not the glamorous kind, the brutal kind. Cold pools, endless repetition, pain masked as precision. He joined the British national diving team and stayed there for nearly 10 years. Not because he was chasing medals, because it gave him structure. Most elite athletes start at 5 or 6. Jason started late, and that meant one thing. He had to work twice as hard to stay average. He trained while knowing he might never be the best. That humbles you. It also hardens you. And when the diving career ended, there was no parade, no safety cushion, just reality. So he went back to selling on the streets, market stalls, modeling on the side, wearing clothes he couldn't afford for brands that barely paid him. He wasn't chasing fame. He was surviving. Then one day, someone noticed him. Not because he was handsome, because he looked real. Guy Ritchie saw something in him that casting directors didn't. Street intelligence. A man who didn't need to pretend he knew how the world worked. Because he already did. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels didn't just launch Jason Statham. It exposed him. Suddenly, the world saw a man who didn't act tough. He moved tough. Hollywood loved that. But here's what they didn't show you. They didn't show you the isolation. Jason became famous for doing one thing perfectly, and once Hollywood decides who you are, it locks the door behind you. He became the action guy, the silent enforcer, the man who doesn't smile unless blood's involved. You do one thing too well, he once said, and they never let you do anything else. That kind of success cages you. Off-screen, his life wasn't exploding. It was emptying. Before fame, there was Kelly Brook. She loved him when he was broke, when nobody cared, when there were no trailers or bodyguards. But fame doesn't just change schedules. It changes gravity. Two people start orbiting different worlds. One gets pulled away. Not because love ends, because timing does. Jason never spoke badly about her, ever. He just said, "We were young. Life moves faster than people do." That line says everything. As the roles grew bigger, the rooms grew quieter. Hotels, airports, sets, applause that ends the moment the cameras shut off. Jason didn't drink himself into trouble, didn't spiral publicly. He internalized it like he always had. Then came Sophie Monk. Light, laughter, color. Someone who cracked the armor for a moment. But armor exists for a reason. Jason lived in motion. Sophie lived in place. Distance doesn't need drama to destroy something. Silence is enough. By the time he hit his late 30s, Jason Statham was one of the biggest action stars in the world, and one of the loneliest men in the room. Everyone wanted the actor. No one wanted the man. That changed when he met Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Rosie didn't fall for the brand. She fell for the stillness underneath it. Quiet dinners, no performance, no proving anything. Jason, for the first time in decades, didn't have to brace himself. Fatherhood changed him more than fame ever did. When his son was born, something inside him finally stopped fighting. Not softened, settled. The kind of peace you don't chase. It finds you when you stop running. But life doesn't let you forget the cost. Jason built his reputation on doing his own stunts. No doubles, no shortcuts. It wasn't ego, it was control. He trusted himself more than anyone else. That decision left scars. Broken ribs, compressed spine, dislocated shoulders. Pain that doesn't scream. It hums. Constant. Quiet. You don't see it on screen. You hear it when the room goes silent. Then came the accident that should have killed him. The Expendables 3. Bulgaria. A 3-ton truck. Brake failure. 1 second you're acting. The next, you're flying off a pier into the Black Sea. Next, underwater. Trapped. Metal sinking fast. No camera trick. No second take. Instinct saved him. Nothing else. When he surfaced, gasping, alive by inches, something shifted. Not fear, awareness. You don't feel invincible after something like that. You feel borrowed. And then there was Paul Walker. Paul wasn't just a co-star. He was the kind of man Hollywood rarely produces. Kind without strategy. Famous without arrogance. When Paul died, Jason didn't talk. He didn't post. He carried it. Some people don't leave, he said later. They just walk ahead. From that point on, danger stopped being entertainment. It became memory. Every explosion carried weight. Every risk carried faces. Now Jason Statham is 58, still training, still working, still doing more than most men half his age, but differently. He doesn't fight time. He negotiates with it. He chooses roles carefully. Characters with weight. Men who've lived. Men who've lost. Men who carry consequences. At home, he's not an action star. He's a father, a partner, a man who knows that nothing he's done on screen matters as much as who waits for him when he comes back. The irony is brutal. The man known for never backing down has learned when to slow down. The man known for violence has chosen stillness. Jason Statham isn't indestructible. He never was. He just learned how to endure quietly. And that's what makes him dangerous. Not on screen, but in life.